The vast emptiness of space stretched out before the Galactic Empire's scout ship, the Stellar Seeker. Captain Zorn, a seasoned explorer with scales of deep purple, stood tall on the bridge. His 4 eyes blinked in sequence as he watched the small blue planet grow larger on the main screen. "Another primitive world," Zorn muttered, his tendrils twitching with boredom. "Prepare the standard first contact protocols." Little did Zorn know, this routine mission was about to change the course of galactic history. As the Stellar Seeker approached Earth's orbit, something strange happened. The ship's sensors began to flicker and fail. Static filled the communication channels. "What's going on?" Zorn demanded, his voice rising with alarm. Before anyone could answer, a massive ship materialized out of nowhere, right in front of them. It was unlike anything they had ever seen. Sleek, dark, and radiating power. "Impossible," Zorn whispered, his scales paling to a light lavender. More ships appeared, surrounding the Stellar Seeker in a perfect formation. The Empire's advanced scanners couldn't even begin to understand the technology they were witnessing. A voice crackled through their speakers, speaking in perfect galactic standard. "Greetings, visitors. You have entered Earth's protected space. Please state your intentions." Zorn struggled to find his voice. This planet was supposed to be a backwater world, barely able to reach its own moon. How could they have ships that could appear out of thin air? We are peaceful explorers from the Galactic Empire," Zorn managed to say. "We come seeking new civilizations to join our grand alliance." There was a pause. Then the voice spoke again. "We are aware of your empire, Captain Zorn. We have been watching for a long time. Perhaps it's time we had a proper introduction." The main screen lit up, showing the inside of the Earth ship. Humans stood there, looking confident and completely at ease with their advanced technology. "I am Admiral Chen of the Earth Defense Fleet," a woman in a crisp uniform said. "We've been expecting you." Zorn's mind raced. How could they know his name? How long had Earth been hiding in plain sight? But our records show Earth as a pre-spaceflight civilization," Zorn sputtered. Admiral Chen smiled. "We found it useful to keep up that appearance. Now let's talk about why you're really here, shall we?" Over the next few hours, Zorn and his crew learned the truth. Earth had made a technological leap centuries ago, far surpassing even the Galactic Empire's most advanced research. They had chosen to hide, watching and learning about the galaxy around them. The cloaking technology that hid their ships was just the beginning. Earth had faster-than-light drives that made the Empires look like child's toys. Their weapons were beyond anything Zorn could imagine. As the Stellar Seeker was escorted to a massive space station hidden behind Earth's moon, Zorn realized the balance of power in the galaxy had just shifted dramatically. Back on the Empire's capital world, the news of Earth's revelation sent shockwaves through the government. Emergency meetings were called. Military leaders argued late into the night. The Emperor himself, a being of pure energy contained in an ornate suit, listened to the reports with growing concern. "How did we miss this?" he demanded. "An entire civilization hidden from us." As the first day of this new era came to a close, both Earth and the Empire prepared for what would come next. The humans knew their secret was out, and they were ready to take their place on the galactic stage. For the Empire, a terrible realization was setting in. They were no longer the undisputed masters of the galaxy. A new power had emerged, one that had been watching from the shadows all along. The stars themselves seemed to hold their breath, waiting to see what would happen next in this unexpected turn of events. #Galactic Empire shocked by Earth's hidden fleet and advanced technology. As the news of Earth's advanced technology spread across the galaxy, many wondered how this hidden civilization had developed so quickly. The answer lay in Earth's recent past, a story of unity, determination, and secrecy. It all began in the year 2025, when a young scientist named Dr. Aisha Patel made a groundbreaking discovery. While studying strange signals from space, she stumbled upon proof of alien life. but these weren't friendly aliens looking to make contact. The signal suggested a vast empire that conquered worlds and exploited their resources. Dr. Patel's discovery shook the world's leaders to their core. For the first time in history, all nations agreed on one thing: Earth needed to prepare for a potential threat from the stars. In secret meetings held deep underground, world leaders made a pact. They would unite their resources, set aside old rivalries, and work together to advance Earth's technology at an unprecedented pace. The goal was clear: to be ready when the aliens arrived. Over the next few decades, Earth underwent a hidden revolution. The world's brightest minds were brought together in secret facilities around the globe. They worked tirelessly, pushing the boundaries of science and technology. One of these geniuses was Dr. Carlos Rodriguez, a brilliant physicist with wild hair and a constant twinkle in his eye. "We're not just catching up to the aliens," he often said. "We're going to surpass them." And surpass them they did. By 2040, Earth had developed energy sources that put fusion power to shame. By 2050, they had cracked the secret of faster-than-light travel. And by 2060, they had built their first fleet of starships, hidden safely behind the dark side of the moon. But perhaps their greatest achievement was the development of advanced cloaking technology. This wasn't just about hiding ships. It allowed them to mask the entire planet's technological progress from prying alien eyes. "We'll be the galaxy's biggest surprise party," joked General Sarah O'Connor, the tough-as-nails leader of Earth's new Space Force. As Earth's power grew, so did the debate about how to use it. Some argued for immediate expansion into the stars. Others, like the charismatic diplomat Jen Wei, urged caution. "We must learn before we leap," Jen would say in global broadcasts. "Let us watch and understand the galaxy before we reveal ourselves." In the end, Jen's view won out. Earth adopted a policy of silent observation. They sent out cloaked ships to explore the galaxy, gathering information about the different alien races and the so-called Galactic Empire. Years turned into decades, and still, Earth waited and watched. They learned about the Empire's strengths and weaknesses. They studied alien cultures and technologies, always improving their own in secret. All the while, life on Earth continued as normal, or so it seemed. People went about their daily lives, unaware of the incredible advances happening in hidden labs and secret space stations. To maintain the illusion of a pre-spaceflight civilization, old-style rockets were still launched occasionally, and world leaders pretended to squabble over petty issues. But behind closed doors, a new global culture was forming. Children were raised to be citizens of Earth first, national identity second. They were taught about the wider galaxy and prepared for the day when Earth would step onto the galactic stage. That day came sooner than expected, with the arrival of Captain Zorn's scout ship. As Admiral Chen faced the surprised alien captain, she couldn't help but feel a surge of pride. Earth was ready. They had achieved in secret what the Empire had failed to do openly: true unity and incredible technological progress. As the first day of Earth's revelation came to a close, the hidden fleets emerged from their secret bases. Cloaking devices were deactivated, revealing the true extent of Earth's power to the astonished galaxy. The people of Earth, finally told the full truth, looked to the stars with a mix of excitement and apprehension. Their long-held secret was out. Now, the real challenge would begin. Facing the Galactic Empire not as a primitive world, but as an advanced civilization ready to claim its place among the stars. The next chapter of human history was about to be written, and it would be one that would shake the very foundations of the galaxy. The grand meeting hall on the neutral space station, Harmony, buzzed with nervous energy. Today, history would be made as Earth's leaders met face-to-face with the Galactic Empire's representatives for the first time. Admiral Chen stood tall, her crisp uniform a stark contrast to the flowing robes of the alien diplomats. Beside her, Jen Wei, Earth's chief diplomat, adjusted his tie nervously. "Remember," Chen whispered, "we're not here to make friends. We're here to ensure Earth's safety and independence." Jen nodded. his usually calm face tight with tension. Let's hope they're in a mood to listen. The doors swung open, and in walked the Imperial delegation. Leading them was High Chancellor Vox, a tall, thin alien with shimmering blue skin and 4 arms. His eyes, all 6 of them, darted around the room, taking in every detail. "Greetings, Earthlings," Vox said, his translator turning his clicks and whistles into smooth English. "We are most interested in learning about your civilization." Jen stepped forward, bowing slightly. "We welcome you, High Chancellor. Earth looks forward to peaceful relations with the Galactic Empire." What followed was hours of tense discussions. The Empire, used to dealing with primitive worlds, struggled to adapt to Earth's advanced knowledge and technology. "But surely," Vox said at one point, his tone condescending, "you'd benefit from our guidance. After all, we've been traveling the stars for millennia." Admiral Chen's eyes flashed. "With all due respect, Chancellor, we've been watching your empire for quite some time. We're well aware of your methods." Vox's skin darkened, a sign of anger in his species. "You dare to spy on the Empire." "We dare to protect ourselves," Chen shot back. "Your history of guiding worlds often ends with those worlds stripped of resources and freedom." The tension in the room could have been cut with a knife. Jen, ever the peacemaker, tried to steer the conversation to safer grounds. "Perhaps we could discuss cultural exchange," he suggested. "There's so much we could learn from each other." But even this led to clashes. The Empire's rigid hierarchy clashed with Earth's ideas of democracy and individual rights. Their view of other species as inferior graded against humanity's hard-won unity. As the meeting dragged on, it became clear that bridging the gap between Earth and the Empire would be no easy task. During a break, Chen and Jen huddled in a corner, speaking in hushed tones. "This isn't going well," Jen muttered. "They see us as upstarts, a threat to their power." Chen nodded grimly. "We knew this wouldn't be easy, but we can't back down now. The safety of Earth depends on it." Meanwhile, Vox and his advisors were having their own heated discussion. "These humans are dangerous," hissed Zark, the Empire's military advisor. "They've hidden their true nature from us for centuries. Who knows what else they're hiding?" Vox's eyes narrowed. "Agreed. We cannot allow them to upset the balance of power in the galaxy. Perhaps it's time to consider other options." As the meeting resumed, the atmosphere grew even more tense. Every word was carefully chosen, every gesture analyzed. It was clear that beneath the veneer of diplomacy, both sides were preparing for the worst. Towards the end of the day, Vox made what he thought was a generous offer. "Join the Empire as a protectorate," he said, spreading his 4 arms wide. "We can offer you safety, trade, a place in our grand civilization." Chen and Jen exchanged glances. They had expected this, but it still stung to hear it spoken aloud. "Thank you, Chancellor," Jen said carefully. "But Earth values its independence. We're not looking to be protected or ruled. We seek allies, not masters." Vox's skin darkened again. "You would reject the Empire's generous offer. Perhaps you don't understand your position. The galaxy is a dangerous place for lone worlds." The threat, thinly veiled as it was, hung in the air. Admiral Chen stepped forward, her voice steel. "We understand perfectly, Chancellor. And let me be clear, Earth is ready to defend itself, by any means necessary." As the first day of negotiations came to a close, both sides retreated to their corners. The humans, to their advanced ships that still shocked the Imperial observers. The Empire's representatives, to send urgent messages back to their capital. One thing was clear: the galaxy would never be the same again. The stage was set for either a new era of cooperation or a conflict that could shake the stars themselves. And caught in the middle was Earth, a planet that had hidden in plain sight for so long, now thrust into the spotlight of galactic politics. The days following the first meeting between Earth and the Galactic Empire were tense. Both sides retreated to their own spaces, considering their next moves carefully. On Earth, leaders from around the world gathered in the hidden underground city of New Atlantis to discuss their options. Admiral Chen paced the floor of the war room, her face grim. "They're not going to let this go," she said. "The Empire isn't used to being challenged." Zhen Wei, still tired from the negotiations, nodded in agreement. "Their pride won't allow it. We need to prepare for the worst." As if on cue, the main screen lit up with an incoming transmission. It was from the Empire's capital world. High Chancellor Vox's blue face filled the screen, his 6 eyes blinking in sequence. "People of Earth," he began, his tone cold and formal. "The Galactic Empire has considered your position." He paused, his skin rippling with barely contained anger. "We have decided to extend one final offer of mercy." The room fell silent as everyone listened intently. "Join the Empire as a protectorate within the next Earth rotation, or face the consequences of your defiance. We will not allow a rogue world to upset the balance of the galaxy." With that, the transmission cut off, leaving the room in stunned silence. President Maria Alvarez, leader of the United Earth Government, stood up slowly. Her dark eyes scanned the room, taking in the worried faces of her advisors. "Well," she said, her voice steady, "it seems the Empire has made its choice. Now we must make ours." General Okonkwo, head of Earth's ground forces, spoke up. "We should strike first. Show them we're not to be trifled with." "No," Jen countered. "That would only justify their aggression. We need to stand our ground, but not escalate." Debates raged for hours. Some argued for immediate surrender, hoping to gain better terms. Others pushed for a preemptive strike against the Empire's forces. Through it all, President Alvarez listened, her face a mask of calm. Finally, as the arguments began to circle back on themselves, she raised a hand for silence. "We've prepared for this day for generations," she said, her voice carrying to every corner of the room. "We hid, we watched, we learned, not just about their technology, but about who they are. The Empire only respects strength, so that's what we'll show them." She turned to Admiral Chen. "Prepare the fleet, not for attack, but for defense. We'll show them every ship, every weapon we have. Let them see exactly what they're facing." Chen nodded, a small smile playing on her lips. "With pleasure, Madam President." Jen. Alvarez continued. "Draft a response. Make it clear that we're open to peaceful coexistence, but we won't surrender our independence. Not now, not ever." As the meeting adjourned, a flurry of activity swept across the planet. Hidden bases opened, revealing sleek ships that put the Empire's finest vessels to shame. Cloaking devices deactivated, showing the true extent of Earth's orbital defenses. In cities around the world, people looked up to see the sky filled with ships. Many were afraid, but many more felt a surge of pride. This was humanity's stand, not just for Earth, but for freedom across the galaxy. Zhen's message was broadcast across every channel the Empire could access. "To the Galactic Empire, we, the people of Earth, have heard your ultimatum. We reject it entirely. Earth is not, and never will be, a subject world. We do not seek conflict, but neither will we bow to threats. Our choice is made. We choose freedom. We choose independence, and we stand ready to defend that choice." As the message played, Earth's fleet took up defensive positions. Ships of all sizes, from nimble fighters to massive dreadnoughts, formed an impenetrable barrier around the planet. On the Empire's capital world, High Chancellor Vox watched the display with a mix of rage and disbelief. "How dare they?" he sputtered. "Prepare the armada. We'll crush this insignificant world and show the galaxy what happens to those who defy us." As news of the confrontation spread, other worlds watched with bated breath. For the first time in millennia, someone was standing up to the Empire. Whether Earth would become an example of heroic defiance or a cautionary tale of hubris remained to be seen. The galaxy held its breath, waiting to see who would make the next move in this high-stakes game of cosmic poker. The vastness of space was shattered by the arrival of the Empire's massive fleet. Thousands of ships, from nimble fighters to city-sized dreadnoughts, dropped out of faster-than-light travel near Earth's orbit. Their weapons charged, ready to teach the upstart planet a lesson it would never forget. Admiral Chen stood on the bridge of Earth's flagship, the EDS Defiant. Her face was calm, but her eyes sparkled with determination. "And so it begins," she murmured. Across Earth's cities, people looked up at the sky. Some were afraid, but many felt a strange mix of excitement and pride. This was humanity's moment to prove itself to the galaxy. High Chancellor Vox's face appeared on screens across Earth and the human fleet. "This is your final chance," he said, his voice dripping with contempt. "Surrender now, or be destroyed." President Alvarez, standing beside Chen on the Defiant, stepped forward. "We will not surrender, Chancellor. We choose freedom." Vox's face twisted with rage. "Then you choose extinction. All ships, open fire." The Empire's fleet lit up the space around Earth with a dazzling and terrifying light show. Thousands of energy beams and missiles streaked towards the planet and its defending ships. But Earth was ready. "Activate the shield," Chen ordered calmly. In an instant, a shimmering bubble of energy enveloped the entire planet. The Empire's weapons splashed harmlessly against it, like rain on an umbrella. Vox's eyes widened in shock. Impossible. No planetary shield could be that strong. Chen allowed herself a small smile. "You have no idea what's possible, Chancellor. All ships, engage the enemy. Remember your training. Remember what we're fighting for." Earth's fleet sprang into action. Ships that had been hidden for decades now showed their true power. They moved with impossible speed and grace, their advanced weapons cutting through the Empire's ships like they were made of paper. The battle raged for hours. The Empire, despite its superior numbers, found itself outmatched at every turn. Earth's ships were faster, their weapons more powerful, their defenses nearly impenetrable. On the Defiance Bridge, Chen and President Alvarez watched the battle unfold. "We're winning," Alvarez said, a note of wonder in her voice. Chen nodded. "Yes, but at what cost? Every ship we destroy, every life we take, makes peace harder to achieve." As if echoing her thoughts, a group of Earth's ships broke off from the main battle. They flew in a complex pattern, herding a section of the Empire's fleet away from the fight. "What are they doing?" Alvarez asked. "Minimizing casualties," Chen replied. "We developed weapons that can disable ships without destroying them. We're trying to end this fight without more bloodshed." Across the battlefield, more and more of the Empire's ships found themselves powerless, drifting in space. Escape pods jettisoned from the disabled vessels, carrying confused and frightened Imperial crews to safety. On his flagship, now retreating from the battle, Vox watched in disbelief as his mighty armada was systematically taken apart. "How?" he kept asking. "How is this possible?" As the hours passed, the outcome became clear. Earth had won. The remaining Imperial ships, seeing the battle was lost, began to retreat. Chen turned to President Alvarez. "Should we pursue?" Alvarez shook her head. "No. We've made our point. Let them go." As the last Imperial ships disappeared into faster-than-light travel, a cheer went up across Earth's fleet. They had faced the galaxy's greatest power and emerged victorious. Back on Earth, people poured into the streets, celebrating their planet's triumph. But in the hidden command centers and on the bridges of Earth's ships, leaders knew this was just the beginning. "Send a message to the Empire," Alvarez told Genwei, who had been coordinating communications throughout the battle. "Tell them we're ready to talk when they are. We still want peace." As the adrenaline of battle faded, the true challenge became clear. Earth had won the fight, but now they had to win the peace. The galaxy was watching, waiting to see what this new power would do next. In the depths of space, the retreating Imperial fleet nursed its wounds and its wounded pride. The balance of power had shifted, and nothing would ever be the same again. The days following Earth's victory over the Galactic Empire were filled with a mix of celebration and uncertainty. As the dust settled, the true impact of the battle began to ripple across the galaxy. On Earth, parades filled the streets of every major city. People waved flags and cheered for the brave men and women who had defended their planet. But in the quiet rooms of government buildings, leaders grappled with a new reality. President Alvarez sat at the head of a long table, surrounded by her advisors. "We've won the battle," she said, her voice tired but determined. "Now we need to win the peace." Admiral Chen nodded in agreement. "The Empire won't stay quiet for long. They'll be looking for revenge, or at least a way to save face." As if on cue, a holographic display lit up in the center of the table. It showed hundreds of ships approaching Earth. But these weren't Imperial vessels. "Madam President," Zhen Wei said, excitement in his voice, "we're receiving messages from dozens of alien races. They all want to talk." News of Earth's victory had spread faster than anyone expected. Worlds that had long chafed under the Empire's rule now saw hope in this new power. They came seeking alliances, trade deals, and protection. Among the first to arrive were the Zorlax, a race of highly intelligent, squid-like beings. Their ambassador, a shimmering mass of tentacles named Gloopy, addressed the United Earth Council. "For centuries, we have waited for someone to challenge the Empire." Gloopy's translator buzzed. "Earth has done what we all thought impossible. We offer our friendship and our advanced biotech in exchange for your protection." Similar scenes play out over the next few weeks. Races with amazing technologies, from matter replicators to emotion regulators, all sought to align themselves with Earth. The planet that had hidden for so long was now at the center of a galactic revolution. But not all the news was good. Reports came in of chaos spreading across Imperial worlds. Some celebrated their newfound freedom, while others descended into civil war. "We can't just stand by and watch," Jen argued during one heated meeting. "We have a responsibility to help. Our first responsibility is to Earth." General Okonkwo countered. "We can't police the entire galaxy." As Earth's leaders debated their next move, the Empire was going through its own upheaval. High Chancellor Vox had been removed from power, accused of incompetence in the face of the Earth threat. His replacement, a young and reform-minded politician named Lox, sent a surprising message to Earth. "We seek peace," the message read. "The Empire recognizes Earth's strength and wishes to establish diplomatic relations." The offer stunned Earth's leadership. Was it genuine or a ploy to buy time? Meanwhile, Earth's scientists were busy studying the wealth of new technologies brought by their alien allies. Dr. Aisha Patel, the woman whose discovery had started Earth's journey decades ago, led the research efforts. "It's amazing," she told President Alvarez during a lab tour. "Some of these technologies could solve world hunger, reverse climate change, even extend human lifespans dramatically." But with these advancements came new ethical dilemmas. How much should Earth change? How quickly? And who should benefit first? As Earth grappled with these questions, their actions were closely watched by the rest of the galaxy. Some saw them as liberators, others as potential conquerors. In a distant corner of the galaxy, a mysterious race known as the Watchers observed the unfolding events with great interest. "The humans have passed the first test," one Watcher said to another. "But the real challenges are yet to come." Back on Earth, as the sun set on another day of this new era, President Alvarez stood at a window in her office, looking up at the stars. The weight of responsibility felt heavier than ever. "We wanted our place among the stars," she said softly to herself. "Now we have it. I just hope we're ready for what comes next." As night fell, the people of Earth went to sleep, unaware of the monumental decisions being made on their behalf. Their world had changed forever, and the next chapter of human history was about to unfold on a galactic stage. 5 years had passed since Earth's shocking victory over the Galactic Empire. The galaxy had changed more in those 5 years than in the previous 1,000. At the center of this change was Earth, a planet that had gone from hidden observer to galactic superpower almost overnight. On a clear day in New Atlantis, now the capital of Earth's interstellar government, President Maria Alvarez stood before a crowd of humans and aliens. The occasion was the opening of the Galactic Council, a new body created to govern interstellar affairs. Friends, allies, fellow sentients, Alvarez began, her voice carried across the stars by advanced communication tech. Today, we take another step towards a more just and peaceful galaxy. The audience cheered, a mix of human voices and alien sounds. Among them were representatives from 100 different worlds, including several former imperial planets. In orbit above, Earth's fleet stood guard. But these ships were no longer just weapons of war. Many had been converted into exploration vessels, carrying human and alien scientists to the far corners of the galaxy. Admiral Chen, now head of the Galactic Exploration Corps, watched the ceremony from the bridge of her ship. Who would have thought? She mused to her alien second-in-command, a Zorlak named Gloopy, that our decision to hide would lead to this. Gloopy's tentacles rippled in the Zorlak equivalent of a smile. Sometimes, Admiral, the greatest power comes from patience. But not all was peaceful in this new galactic order. The remnants of the Empire, now called the Imperial Remnant, watched Earth's rise with growing concern. Their new leader, Chancellor Lox, had managed to hold onto a significant portion of their former territory. "We cannot allow Earth to dominate the galaxy," Lox told his advisors in a secret meeting. "We must find a way to check their power." Unknown to Lox, his words were being monitored by Earth's advanced intelligence network. In a secure room beneath New Atlantis, Zhen Wei, now Earth's Minister of Galactic Affairs, listened with a frown. "They're planning something," he told President Alvarez later that day. "We need to be prepared." Alvarez nodded, the weight of leadership clear in her eyes. "We'll be ready, but we can't let fear drive our actions." That's what led the old empire to its downfall. Meanwhile, Earth's influence continued to spread, not through force, but through culture and technology. Human music, art, and ideas were becoming popular across the galaxy. Earth's advanced tech was helping to solve problems on hundreds of worlds. Dr. Aisha Patel, now leading a multi-species team of scientists, had just made a breakthrough in faster-than-light travel. "This could allow us to reach other galaxies," she explained excitedly to a group of reporters. "Imagine what we could learn." But with great power came great responsibility. Earth faced difficult decisions almost daily. Should they intervene in a civil war on a distant planet? How much of their advanced technology should they share? How could they prevent their own power from corrupting them? In a quiet garden in New Atlantis, General Okonkwo, now retired, sat with a group of young cadets. "Remember," he told them, "our strength comes not just from our ships or our tech. It comes from our humanity. Never lose sight of that." As the Galactic Council session began, representatives from across the stars debated the big issues: trade agreements, peacekeeping missions, scientific cooperation. Earth was at the center of it all, but always striving to be a partner, not a ruler. In the far reaches of space, the mysterious watchers continued to observe. "The humans have done well," one said to another, "but their greatest tests are still to come." Back on Earth, as the sun set on another busy day, President Alvarez found a quiet moment to herself. She looked up at the stars, now filled with familiar names and friendly faces. "We did it," she whispered to herself. "We found our place in the stars." But even as she spoke, a warning light blinked on her desk. Another crisis, another decision to make. The work of leading humanity in this brave new galaxy was never done. With a deep breath, Alvarez turned back to her desk. The next chapter in humanity's great adventure was about to begin. Whatever challenges lay ahead, Earth would face them as it had always done, with courage, compassion, and an unwavering spirit of exploration. The galaxy watched and waited, wondering what this young but powerful race would do next.